Yo, people, always saying it's your boy Muzi13 back with another one. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. You already know what it is. This is going to be the preview for the Slavia Prague versus Arsenal game and the UEFA Champions League. We are in match day 4 now. Arsenal come into this game on fine form. And if we're just looking at the Champions League performances, we've played 3 games, 3 wins, 8 goals scored, 0 goals conceded. Our last performance in Champions League coming in that 4-0 win against Atletico Madrid. Beautiful performance from the team all around. If you're looking at just the Premier League, we've played 10 games now. We've won 8, we've drawn 1, we've lost 1. Weekend performance against Burnley, we beat them 2-0 away from home with the likes of Victor Gyökeres and Declan Rice scoring. So the team is in good shape. Team is in good form. It's very crucial that we continue this good form and just all around just continue building momentum. It's good to see some consistency in the team, which is very important if Arsenal are going to go ahead and achieve big things this season. The defense is just so good, man. Like, the defense is so... You just go into an Arsenal game now expecting a clean sheet, which is crazy. To me, like, I'm still not used to this, but long may it continue. Like, I am not complaining. Gabriel and Saliba at the back, the partnership they've built has been sensational. A joy to watch. If you even just looking at the fullbacks as well, Calafiori and Timber, absolutely beautiful to watch. Defending, going forward, they just love both parts of the game. But it's the collective unit in general. Like, even if you make changes here and there, Mascara can come in for Saliba, and Capia can come in for Gabriel, Lewis Kelly can come in for Calafiori, White can come in for Timber. Even Kepa in the COP competition has been, when he comes in for Ryan, he's been doing his job. So the team is gelling well, and so it's nice to see. Absolutely love it. So obviously we're facing Slavia Prague away from home. Slavia Prague are first in their league. They've played 14 games, winning 8 and drawing 6, sitting on 30 points. So they're unbeaten in their league, which is good to see for them. In the Champions League, however, it's not been the same. They've played 3 games. They've drawn 2, lost 1. I believe the loss they had was against Inter, 3-0 away from home. They've drawn with Bodo Glimt and Atalanta. One was home, one was away. So they've had a mixed start to the Champions League. They currently sit 28th in the league out of the 36 teams. So they're going to have to pick up their form sooner or later if they still want to be playing Champions League post-January. But it's good to see for Arsenal. For me, it's important that Arsenal wrap up this Champions League league phase as soon as possible. Try and secure that top 8 spot. Honestly, the higher you finish in the top 8 spot now is more important than it was last season because you get more priority. So if you finish like maybe second or first, you're pretty much going to have priority against the other teams you play in the knockout competition, meaning you're going to have the second leg at your home, which is always a huge advantage when you're trying to get that home crowd to support you and push you through to the next round. So I'm hoping Arsenal can get this win. I do expect to see some changes to the lineup, seeing that it's a short turnaround from the game we played against Burnley on the weekend. In terms of the lineup, I'm going to put the lineup, one of these sides, you're going to see it next to me, but I'm going to have David Raya in goal. He keeps a spot for me. I feel like he's playing the Premier League and Champions League games. Kepa is more of the cup keeper, so he's going to play in the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup when it starts in January. So David Raya keeps a spot for me. Can't complain. Right back, I'm going to bring in Ben White for Timber. I feel like it's important we get Ben White up to speed. You know, he's been having a lot of injuries so far. And this is a game where I feel like he can make the rotation because Slavia Prague aren't the strongest team, and Ben White can more than hold his own against them. At left back, I'm going to have Lewis Kelly coming for Calafiori. Again, no complaints. Played all the Champions League games. Played the Carabao Cup game last week. He's been very solid when he's come in. No complaints there. Now, defense is interesting. Usually, I would rotate the 2. But firstly, I'm going to bring in Hincapie for Gabriel. He's been very solid when he's played. He had a very good game against Brighton. And even just the few minutes he played against Burnley, I felt like he did what he had to do, very lockdown defender. And he's rapid too. He's absolutely, like, he's quick. So you're going to need him for a game like this. So I'm going to bring Hincapie for Gabriel, give Gabriel a rest. Now, next to him, I would go with Mascara normally. But this game, I'm going to go with Saliba. And the reason is I don't want to change the team completely. I still want some familiarity there, and I feel like Saliba next to Hincapie, you know, at least can help stable the defense. Saliba didn't play in the Carabao Cup game last week. He played against Burnley on the weekend after us originally thinking he might not play because of Arteta's press conference. But I bring Saliba to play with Hincapie, just kind of get that partnership going. Maybe bring in Mascara later on in the game and give Saliba the last 30 minutes off. but that would be my back four. And the midfield now is very interesting because Zubimendi is suspended for this game, and him and Rice have just built such a beautiful partnership so far. Zubimendi obviously getting the yellow card against Atletico, which means he's suspended for this game. But the good thing is he will be fit and available to play first on the weekend because he came off against Burnley injured, but he's been in training today, which is good to see. So he'll be good for Sunderland, and he'll be able to play against Bayern the next round, which is important. The next game, which is important because if he had not gotten the yellow card last game and he picked it up this game, he would have missed the Bayern game. So he's out. I'm gonna have Norgard in the midfield, coming in for Zubimendi. Next time I'm gonna have Declan Rice. Now this was a tough one because I was like, do you play Rice knowing that he's one yellow card away from suspension? He might not possibly play Bayern. But Zubimendi's out. Marino is not gonna be my midfield, which I'll get into later on. But because of the situation that we find ourselves in, I'm gonna put Rice in there. I feel like he's more than capable, mature enough to play a game without getting a yellow card. Like, he's not one that gets a yellow card all the time anyway, so he just has to be mature and smart about his interceptions and tackles, and just be smart how he plays. Maybe you play him for 45 to 60 minutes and you bring him off, preserve him that way. Hopefully the game is done by then. But I'll go Rice and Norgard in the midfield. Now the attack and the left wing, I'm going to go with Eze. I'm going to move Eze from the 10 to the left wing. I feel like Trossard needs a rest. Martinelli's still injured, so I would bring in Eze on the left. In the 10 role now, I'm going to have Ito Neri coming in. He played beautifully against Brighton in the Carabao Cup. And even when he came on against Burnley, he had a very good cameo. So I'm going to put Neri in the 10. And I feel like he deserves a run out. We're going to need him later this season, so it's important you give him the minutes when you can. So Neri in the 10. On the right now, I'm going to go Bukayo Saka. Didn't have his best game against Burnley. Had some really good games prior to that. But I'm going to have him on the right. Hopefully he can bounce back against Slavia Prague, maybe get a goal or two, just get himself flowing, because we're going to need him at his tip-top shape for a Sunderland game on the weekend. So Saka goes in on the right. And up top now is going to be Mikel Merino. So Gyökeres went off at halftime against Burnley. A lot of us were surprised, like, why is he coming off? We could only assume it was an injury. I think he might have gotten like a knock to the face or something before halftime or something. So people are saying maybe it's a concussion protocol. But he wasn't in training today, so if he wasn't in training, I'm assuming he's not going to play. And even if he was available, they probably wouldn't risk playing him in this game, knowing he's our only fit and available striker right now. So Victor Gyökeres out, I'm going to have Merino up top. So that is the predicted lineup, or at least the preferred lineup that I would want to see. In terms of the game and the scoreline, I think we're going to be dominant in this game. Slavia Prague might have some moments here and there, seeing as they are at home, but I feel like we have more than enough in that X that I just named to get the job done against Slavia Prague, even if it's away from home. So I'm going to go for a 2-0 Arsenal win. I'm going to go from goals from Mikel Merino and Bukayo Saka. I feel like Saka is going to get back on the score sheet, and we're going to get the job done and win 2-0. So, yeah, that's the preview for the Slavia Prague versus Arsenal game. That's my predicted lineup as well. Those are pretty much my thoughts. Those players are going to be key in the attack. Neri, Eze, Saka are going to be very key in this game. So those are pretty much everything I have to say. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. What would you like to see in your predicted lineup? Who would you like to see start? And who do you think is key for us to win this game? But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's been your boy Muzi13. I'm going to see you guys in the post-match reaction tomorrow after the game. But it's been your boy, and we out. Peace.